Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. This morning we're chatting about the 11th annual United Way Trinidad and Tobago Day of Caring. It took place on May 19th, and this morning I have Gail Suknarine, CEO of United Way Trinidad and Tobago, and Mr. Lyle Reese, who's the principal of Mukarapo Boys RC Primary School, joining us on set. Good morning.
Morning.
Hi, morning.
Welcome to the show. How are we doing this morning?
Very good, thanks.
All right, so Gail, let me start with you.
Sure.
Tell us about the Day of Caring. Just remind us what the concept is and why it's so important to United Way.
So this is a day that we put aside at least once per year to talk about, to show collaboration, to get involved in communities, to do some of the work in communities, to help make change in communities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so our event took place on the 19th. We do this every year for the last 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
Our theme this year was Show You Care Everywhere.
Right.
And how can we show that we care? And that could be done in little
Various
things,
ways, yeah.
Some doesn't really take any financial resources, and then we could do bigger projects and things that take more money.
So what are some of the projects that were the choices for this year? Because I know every year people send in their requests.
Yes. So what we do at United Way is we ask people who have projects to be done. Usually it's in schools, primary schools, secondary schools, community residences, homes for children, and then sometimes within the community itself. And and NGOs would send a number of their proposals in. Proposals could range from big projects that take over $50,000 to smaller ones that could be done within a few hours or with a few days. And we ask corporate partners to now bring their employees out, volunteers, and we do this whole, a big day of volunteerism with our Live United in the front, because it's together we can.
Right.
And then, of course, showing that we can care for communities by coming together. And so on the 19th, we saw over 2,500 volunteers
Wow.
coming out.
Nice.
Teams of 100 people working together in some schools, tiling, painting, kitchen gardens, planting. Some projects, obviously, because they were bigger, couldn't be completed in one day.
Right.
So companies started on the Friday, 19th was the Sunday,
Right.
started on the Friday, went into the Saturday, and finished on the Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah? And so it was a feel-good day. It was a day of teamwork, collaboration, having some fun, but doing something different than maybe what your typical day would look like.
Typical Sunday for sure.
Yes.
All right, so I understand one of the projects that you all did, or one of the places that you would have done some work, is at the Mukarapo Boys RC Primary School. Yes?
Yes.
Mr. Reese, tell me about some of the things that, first of all, what was needed in the school?
Well, we had a lot of challenges, but on the day, I must say, a miracle happened. Yes. We had over 40 persons. They came to our school and they painted the interior, the exterior of the school. They fixed the dashboard. Wow. I was very, very elated. And I must thank Southern Sales. Southern Sales, they are the angels, but the original angels, as I say, would be United Way. But those angels, they worked assiduously. They went on and beyond, and in one day, it took one day, and they did so much work. I know they were tired. So I thank them. On behalf of my school community. I thank you, Southern States. I thank you, United Way, for being that earthly angel that you all continue to be and help other schools.
So did you send in the proposal to United Way to request the assistance?
Yes, I did. Yes,
Right.
I did.
What inspired you to do that in the first place?
Well, I have been with United Way for a number of years.
Right.
They were there for me. I go far back as during the COVID period. They provide us with sustenance. For my what we normally do, my school community, the parents, some of them are, because we are low socio-economic school, right? They provide sustenance, and they continue providing for us. They even organize pans for our school.
Nice.
Right now we have infant playing pans.
Nice.
And what was so motivating is when I went to view, and those miserable little ones playing with such love and such concentration.
Yeah.
I must thank Mr. Frit and United Way for being that angel. I call them angel.
I'm really curious as to what the reaction was from the students when they came to school that Monday morning on the 20th.
They were elated because, as I said, from where the school was and how the outcome, a lot of work took place. And it could happen in one day. This happened in one day. So, Brian.
And at no cost, boy.
Yeah, Brian.
Best way.
Brian.
Well, it's through our donors.
Right.
So we
so
have...
that's no cost to the school is what I mean.
Correct,
So
yes.
the school is able to benefit. The students are definitely able to benefit. Tell me about some of the other projects that would have taken place on the 19th. Because if only 40 people went by and we had 2,500 working, just touch on a little bit. I don't expect you to go into detail of all.
So we had projects that took place in Tobago. We had
Right.
2 projects in Tobago. We had another 55 projects throughout Trinidad and
Okay.
Tobago. So the rest of them were as deep south, deep as down south. We had some north, east, west,
How difficult
central.
is it to coordinate all these different things happening?
It is time consuming,
Yeah.
but over the years we have a system,
Yeah.
and the corporate partners that work with us also know their system, so they also coordinate very well. We saw teams come out with their full gear: paintbrushes, rollers, cleanup material, all the paints that's required. Let's say plants, dirt. If we needed things on that day, you saw teams got together. They got their stuff out, right? One of the unique projects that we saw this year were murals at schools.
Okay.
So an artist would have come out before and did the outline on a wall,
Right.
huge wall, and then volunteers painted the mural, painted in the stuff, and looked really, really wonderful for the children on
Of course.
Monday. Now, on this particular day, we had volunteers, young volunteers too. Children came out, right? Employees brought their families out. So it was really a day of hard work, sweat. It was very hot.
Well, definitely. I mean, these days have been hot, so I imagine it would have been a lot.
But satisfaction.
You mentioned that some of the projects would have started on the Friday,
Right.
they did work on the Saturday and the Sunday. But for the rest of the year, some of these projects, do we continue working on them?
Yes. So there were many companies who contacted us within that week. Sometimes in Trinidad.
But only when
we
they
are
hear
the
about it,
last
when they see you on
minute.
TV the week of, they say, wait, now we can apply for this. All right.
So, of course, couldn't make it on that Sunday.
Right.
And so last weekend, I visited some companies who would have done projects last weekend. And we still have companies who are doing projects at various times for the rest of the year. Because of their timing, their schedule, what's on their plate. And so we are encouraging corporate partners to come out, to call us at United Way, get involved. And then, of course, for beneficiaries like Mr. Reese, people who might need something done in their school, at their community residence, to also contact us.
Is there like a list of saying, all right, if you have these challenges, we can help you, but if you have certain challenges, we're not interested? Or
We don't discount.
Okay.
Because of our relationship with our NGO partners, based on what the challenge might be, we might be able to put you on to somebody that, if that's not our area of expertise.
Right. But I mean, it sounds like you have a pretty wide scope from what you're talking about here. But I also realize that you mentioned a lot of secondary schools, primary schools. So is it that the main focus is really schools?
One of our priority area is education at United Way, and we work very much in primary schools. We focus on the foundational education aspect. So when children now start school, we focus on the younger ones. We start
Why
at
is
that
that?
Foundation stage. Well, we feel that building that strong foundation at that age is critical to development. And Mr. Rich spoke about the steel pans. We have 6-year-olds. They're learning the national anthem already.
As they should.
Right? And they're excited to play it. They're enthusiastic. And that what they learn while playing pan, I mean, it's our national instrument, but they also carry that discipline into the classroom. And you find that, of course, they learn what the academics a little better.
Yeah. Mr. Reese, in your experience so far, has the improvements over you mentioned the steel pan, you mentioned the painting, you mentioned different aspects of things that you've been working with United Way on. Have you seen that impact on your students directly, on their attitudes, on their behavior?
Yes, well, I will tell you this. Since United Way has been part of our school, our academia, everything has gone up. We are doing very, very well. We have students who they are more courteous. They tell you good morning. Compared to, I know how some years ago how my boys were. They are little angels now. You know, I thank United Way and all those companies who come and assist schools to make it better.
In terms of partnering with I assume you talk to other principals in other schools and you've seen the impact. What are some of the things that you think we need to work on going forward?
Okay. Well, I am saying other companies need to come and help. If all companies help within their communities, the schools will be in a better place. So they had flying the flag at United Way to encourage the other companies to come in and play their part in making Trinidad Tobago a better place.
Fantastic. And I think if we're being honest, because the school is such a microcosm of the society, if we help the school, then we definitely help the society in the long run. So I definitely agree with you and I support 100%. And I thank you both for joining us this morning. And thank you for the work that you continue to do at United Way. We look forward to chatting with you again about it.
Thank you very much.
All right. Guys, that is, chatting there with Gail Suknarine, the CEO of United Way Trinidad and Tobago, and Lyle Reese, who's the principal of Mokarapo Boys RC Primary School. And this is where we wrap up the show for this morning. I want to encourage each and every one of you to go out there and make a difference today now, because together we aspire, and if together we perspire, then together we most definitely can achieve. On behalf of Natasha Lake and the entire team here at TTT, I'm Ruckus, wishing you a beautiful Monday. We'll see you guys tomorrow, God's willing. Take care.